Hello and welcome to... Apologies, I was enjoying a really great sandwich when I decided to hit record. Welcome to the top 5 minifigures of 2025. I'm really excited to do this little short, and it's something I think I'll probably do from here on out. Firstly, I want to say this top 5 list won't include any kind of gimmicky figures. There won't be a gingerbread Darth Vader or a hot tub stormtrooper. They really mean very little to me. So if you're expecting them to be in the top 5, sorry to disappoint, they just won't be. I like detail and Star Wars lore, and that's kind of where my list is heading. So let's get into it with some honourable mentions. First, honourable mentions are the clone pilots in the ARC 170 that came out at the start of the year. I've got great nostalgia for the original ARC 170. It was given to me by my grandfather, and it was one of my favourite ships growing up with Star Wars. And these figures, they are fantastic, and the set itself, with a few minor tweaks, is actually really quite good. I was surprised by that. Secondly, I'd love to mention the young Ahsoka and the Anakin as well from Ahsoka's Interceptor that also released at the same time as the ARC 170. Great minifigures. They've featured on my Instagram feed and on my website. You can see them here. I just think with the additional custom printed arms, they look very premium. I like these a lot. The last honourable mention I have is the zombified Death Trooper from the Night Trooper Battle Pack. Now, just because a minifigure is very common, and easy to get hold of, it doesn't mean it can't make this list. These Death Troopers in particular are pretty flawless, really, in my eyes. Fantastic representations of what we saw on screen, and I just felt like I had to mention them. In at the number 5 slot, I have put Jedi Master Plo Koon. What a great figure. I'm a bit of a sucker for, unique alien sort of species. And I also really like the fact that you can take parts, from this minifigure, the head in particular, and create sort of a civilian of the Keldor species for background characters, what have you. I really like that. In addition, Plo comes in a microfighter, so he's cheap. You only need one of him. Just what's not to like? A great new head mould, a big upgrade on what we had previously. Definitely worthy of the number 5 slot. Next up, I've got Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Clone Wars, featured in the V19 Torrent. Another truly great minifigure. The printed arms. It's no secret, it's a bit of a fan favourite from this year. A great inclusion. They didn't really have to include this minifigure with the V19 Torrent, but it's a great inclusion, and it really works well in the set, particularly with Asajj Ventress also included. It's very hard to fault this minifigure, that's for sure. I just think there are a few slightly more exciting and maybe a bit more niche characters coming up on the list. In at number 3, I have put the Prime Minister of Kamino, Lama Su. I really like this minifigure. I like what LEGO are doing with the Kaminoans, and it's unfortunate it came with a little playset, and I turned to Bricklink to find this one. But nonetheless, I look forward to working with it soon, and it's very deserving of the number 3 slot in my eyes. My number 2 pick might be seen as a little controversial, but I think this minifigure has flown under the radar this year. I've put the ATST driver from the UCS ATST at number 2. I think this figure is incredibly detailed, and it's got a little bit of aura about it. I think in an ideal world I would certainly enjoy having, a squad of 9 of these as part of my Imperial army, but that's going to take some doing. This minifigure is highly prized, it's quite valuable on the aftermarket, and yeah, it's interesting. I like this one, and I think it's because it's tricky to come by. I like it perhaps even more, so that's why I'm putting it at the number 2 spot. I'm sure a few people have seen where this is going, but my number 1 pick this year for top minifigure is the Jango Fett from the UCS Slave 1. I think this minifigure is practically perfect, and there's nothing I would really change. I'm very much looking forward to taking mine out of the box and creating an artwork with him soon. To be honest, I might actually do it after this recording, so yeah, I'm that excited about it. I have heard or seen the announcement that there is a new shade of purple coming for the Botanicals line, and a few people are disappointed that this has come a little late in terms of being used for Jango, but I still think that purple is a bit too leery for Jango Fett. I think if they were going to introduce purple into this minifigure, it would have been better done via printing. I just think the sides of the legs, backs of the legs, the sort of unprinted areas make more sense in the colour that Lego currently use. I think if you made all of that this purple, I think it would look a little bit strange. But that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think of my top 5 list. Am I completely wrong? Is it controversial or similar to what you think? I don't know. Feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. This is the way.